Fernando again. So, 30 minutes left in my drive. Alright, so I want to talk about crating. So, I always recommend people crate their dogs as a baseline. My kind of rule of thumb I got from Larry Crone, and it makes a ton of sense, and I recommend the same thing, is crate at night until they're 1, crate while you're gone until they're 2, at a minimum. Now that changes, it kind of differs from dog to dog. So I'm going to use my 2 dogs as an example, Abe and Sky. Abe is 4, almost 5. Sky is a little over a year old. So, by my rule of thumb, she should be able to sleep not in her crate at night. Nope, she's still crated. Because she is a nutcase. I say that with all the love in my heart for that damn dog. She's awesome. I love that dog. But she struggles with a really high drive and is, as a result, kind of an anxious dog. I've tried to let her sleep outside of the crate a couple times, and she just can't settle down. Like, she will, she'll sleep. If I let her sleep on the bed, she'll, get up and move around and lay back down, get up, move around, and lay back down. She can't, stay still. If I don't let her sleep on the bed, but out of her crate, she will kind of sleep in her crate with the door open, and then in the middle of the night, come up and jump on my bed and wake me up. No, don't do that. So she sleeps in her crate, and it's totally fine that she does. She sleeps in her crate in my bedroom, and it's comfortable in there. She's totally comfortable in there, physically and mentally. So it's not that big of a deal that she sleeps in her crate. Abe sleeps on the bed with me when my fiance's not there. When he is there, Abe sleeps in the crate because it just gets too crowded. And he's totally fine with that. So the reason that Abe can sleep on the bed with me is because he doesn't have any behavioral problems anymore. And he's earned the right to sleep on the bed. Well, not the right, but earned the privilege of sleeping on the bed. And at any point, I can ask him to get off, and he does without any protest. If he were to growl at me, shit would get real. But if he were to, protest at all, he wouldn't be allowed on the bed anymore. And I would see that as a gap in our training and an opportunity to improve. So he can sleep on the bed with me. Abe can technically be out in the house loose by himself when we're gone, but I don't. Just as a general rule, I don't, because Sky is not at that point. So Sky is crated when we're gone. They're either crated in the house or they're put in their kennels. So I have kennels in my garage that are indoor, outdoor, and heated in the winter and cooled in the summer. So my 2 dogs have 48-inch crates on the inside of the garage with the dog door out to an outside pen. And Pip is the same thing. He has a 5x5 foot pen on the inside and then a pen on the outside, access through a dog door. But they go out in their kennels if I'm going to be gone for very long. Otherwise, they go in their crates in the house if I'm just running an errand or something. But the point is, 2 different dogs. Abe is capable of being out of his crate while we're gone, but I just typically don't. I'll leave him in the house loose by himself if I'm outside, working another dog or something. I won't do that with Sky because she will get into stuff, and I don't want her to have an opportunity to screw up. So I just don't let her have that opportunity to screw up. But it's all about balance. So if my dogs were crated all day, and kind of they technically are because they're in their kennels, and their kennels are a big crate on the inside and a pen on the outside, then I wouldn't be as willing to crate them at night. It's all about balance. I don't want the dog to spend a bunch of time in their crate if they don't need to. So with a new dog, yes, they spend a lot of time in their crate because I don't want them. There's 2 reasons for that. I need them to get comfortable in their crate if they're not already, and 2, I need them to not have an opportunity to screw up. But as they progress in their training and they earn a little more freedom, it kind of becomes a little more about balance. So everything is supposed to be kind of balanced. That's the idea. So if they spend a lot of their time in their crate during the day, I'm more willing to let them not sleep in their crate if they can handle it. If they're crated at night and I have the option to give them a little more freedom during the day without giving them an opportunity to screw up, then I'll do that. So it's all about balance. And if you can, I typically, unless the dog kind of prefers their crate like Abe does, I would prefer dogs to be in kennels for long periods of time instead of crates, because they're given a little more freedom, a little more open. They can get up and move around and stretch and all that. But if that's not realistic or it's not a good idea for you, then fine. That's totally fine. You got to do what you got to do. But bottom line, all about balance. All about balance. In all things, be balanced. If you have any questions or want me to talk about this any further, let me